and welcome. You're watching the pre-budget special of Reporters Take on Moneycontrol. I'm Sakshi Batra and with me is my colleague Vandana Ramnani, and we are here to discuss about what can the real estate sector really expect from the upcoming budget 2020. Thanks a lot, Vandana, for joining in. Now, there are a whole host of expectations from the upcoming budget, and real estate sector for one has been in the doldrums, especially from the time that we have seen demonetization hit the sector really bad. What are the big expectations that one can look for? And first of all, if you could really share with us the expectation on the home loan interest rate front, especially because most of the home buyers have been hoping for a relief on this front.
Yeah, so this time around, the home buyers we've spoken to, they've suggesting that at least the interest component, which forms a major chunk of the EMI, be increased from 2 lakh to 5 lakh.
Okay.
Yeah, so and also if that were to happen, then obviously more people would, the demand for affordable housing and at least mid-segment housing would increase if something like that were to happen.
So absolutely. So that's like a big expectation that all the home buyers do really have, that the limit should be increased from 2 lakh to about 5 lakhs so that it can actually boost demand and have more and more home buyers really come who have been on the fence and sitting on the fence to actually come forward and go ahead and buy that house. Now, what is the real problem with the real estate sector, as most of the experts have pointed out, that it is going through a liquidity crunch right now. So what can we really expect from the government in the budget 2020 to relieve it from this kind of a liquidity crisis?
So obviously in terms of liquidity, we're hoping that the stressed asset fund is deployed quickly, and that's what the sector has been demanding, because obviously that would help maintain the demand for ready to move in houses.
Sure.
And it will not lead to more stressed projects. I mean, the more delay there is with regard to deployment of the stressed asset fund, more will be the number of stressed assets in the market.
That's right.
So
so
that is the need of the hour. So
absolutely. Apart from this, Vandana, if you could really share, last few budgets, including the interim budget and the July budget that we did have last time, there was a whole host of focus on affordable housing segment. We do know that the government has set for itself a project called Housing for All by 2022. We're just 2 years away from that landmark as well, and which is why there have been number of schemes and number of booster shots that the government keeps on giving to boost the affordable housing segment. Can this sector also expect something from the upcoming budget?
So, this sector's stakeholders from the sector have recommended that, the definition of affordable housing should be amended. Right now it includes houses which are worth 45 lakh. The limit is 45 lakh, and the size shouldn't exceed more than 60 square meters. So now what the sector, especially developer bodies, what they're recommending is that this limit of 45 lakh be increased to 1 crore. Okay. So what industry sources tell us that obviously it may not increase to 1 crore, but then it may just go up till about 60 to 65 lakh.
So there is a huge demand that it should be actually 1 crore, but that is highly unlikely in this budget at least.
Correct.
But there is still an expectation that it could rise from the current 45 lakhs to about 65 lakhs.
So they want the cap to be extended, basically, is the demand. The real estate sector.
So the price cap on the upside should be increased, and that is what all the
and that's also because of the fact that a lot of houses in MMR and for that matter NCR, are not qualifying for this affordable housing segment to get that 1% GST advantage.
Okay.
So that is the reason why this demand has come in.
All right. Let me also ask you to expound upon what are the other expectations, or at least proposals or recommendations that bodies like NAREDCO and CREDAI have actually put forward in front of the government ahead of the budget.
So both NAREDCO and CREDAI have sent in their recommendations to the Finance Ministry. And out of the several proposals that they have made, one of them is to do with the one-time rollover or restructuring of loans. So that is one. And you know what they say is that restructuring of loans has not happened since 2008. So
right.
in any case, the sector is facing a liquidity crisis, and they feel that if this were to be done, you know, they would get a lot of help.
Yeah.
Right, and they've also recommended lowering of stamp duties.
Okay.
Yeah, because they claim that, you know, in certain states stamp duties are too high. In fact, NAREDCO in its recommendations has said that stamp duty rates must be cut by at least 50% for projects registered till March 2020.
Right.
And they've also proposed that rental housing should be incentivized, and we all know that the proposed model tenancy act is still awaited.
Absolutely, and everybody is waiting for that, so that at least rental housing can also pick up in demand. And so for those people who cannot afford a house, at least they should be up there and taking homes on rent at least.
And even people should be encouraged to rent out their houses, because a lot of homeowners are very
yes, for sure. Absolutely. Apart from this, Vandana, what about the subvention scheme? Do you think this could again feature in the budget document this time, and what could be the way in which government will approach this?
So the sector has recommended, again by sector I mean both NAREDCO and CREDAI have recommended to the government that the subvention scheme should be restored. I mean, this is to remind our viewers that it was in July last year that the National Housing Bank had banned subvention schemes. Yeah. So under this scheme, you know, the interest component was being borne by the developer till the date of possession.
So it was in aid of the home buyers.
Yeah. So these were banned, and now the sector has proposed to the government that these schemes should be restored to boost demand.
Absolutely, because all of us understand, you know, that the home buyers are really burdened with the kind of EMI costs that they have to bear. At the same time, give out rents on the properties that they are staying. So this kind of a scheme which earlier existed, wherein real estate developers would be paying the interests or the EMIs till the time possession is actually given. And so this could also help in delayed possession in even real estate developers would like to give their the homes in possession on time then, because delayed possession would also mean that they have to give an extra kind of an EMI.
Yeah, but this was basically, this measure was taken to curb fraud, because that's what NHB, I mean, in all its wisdom, decided to ban the scheme. Let's see what happens.
All right, thanks a lot then, Vandana, for sharing all these details. Well, we do hope that sector as a whole, as well as home buyers, get a whole host of a budget boost, the much needed budget boost, which can actually revive the sector, and the home buyers can actually go in forward, and the market also gets like a pickup in demand that we have been waiting for. Prices also get rationalized, and home buyers and the houses, which the unsold inventory, both get a win-win kind of a situation in the upcoming budget as well. Thanks a lot for joining us in this pre-budget special of Reporters Take, and do stay logged on to moneycontrol.com for more news and updates. Thanks for watching.